What is up, everybody? Tipoverse TV here today. So, we're going to talk about more Sony fanboy cringe over this whole Sony buying Bungie situation right here. So, apparently, this guy says Xbox gamers are butthurt or will be salty about this acquisition when it really does nothing. If you're an Xbox fan, like it doesn't do anything. Like the Bungie games will still be multi-platform. So, I'm not seeing this narrative where Xbox fans will be hurt by this acquisition. Like it doesn't affect us in any way whatsoever. So let's see what this guy had to say. The acquisition of Bungie must cut deep within the OG Xbox fans. If it wasn't for them and Halo, wouldn't be here today. This acquisition has that I married your school sweetheart energy and I love it. Does it hurt, bots? Does it hurt? So let's see. So it is true. This first half that says that Bungie made the first original Halos what they are today. Like they definitely did some great work with those original games. So I give them credit for that. But the Bungie of the Bungie of now is like the same Bungie of old. People have moved studios. A lot of those people are at 343 now. Like this is not the same Bungie from back then who made the original Halo game. So, and it's kind of like. This deal doesn't really do anything. I understand if they got Halo with this deal, but they didn't get Halo. It's a Bungie without Halo. It's like, I mean, people like Destiny, so that's cool, but this is pretty much like you ordering a pizza and you're not getting, you're missing like the cheese and the toppings. It's like, you got a sauce and bread now and dough. So it's like, it's not the same thing without Halo. So I don't see why Xbox fans would even be affected by this, to be honest, but they're pushing in there that this is somehow hurting Xbox fans now, which is definitely ridiculous. So let's see what people have to say about this guy's tweet right here. Oh, and he also doubles down and says, if you watch the Xbox documentary, you know how important was Bungie to the platform success at the beginning. Microsoft was literally relying on them for the launch of the OG Xbox. That might be true, but it's a different story now. It's like Microsoft has how many studios now? Like over 30 at this point. There's probably a lot more than that. Probably way over 30. Probably around 50 at this point. So, I mean, it's not the same Xbox. It's like this deal from Sony is not really affecting Microsoft in the slightest. So this guy says they got Crash and Spyro. Now they are even. LOL. It's adorable that you think Microsoft paid $70 billion for Crash and Spyro. Yeah. It's a lot of big heavy-hitter titles than Crash and Spyro that was acquired in that deal right there. So all they did was buy a husk. OG Bungie devs left long ago. I'm pretty much a different company now. I really doubt it. PlayStation is going to spend almost $4 billion to buy a husk. And it was crazy because I heard reports that Bungie or Microsoft talked about Bungie and they actually was charging. They said they was charging them too much. They thought they was charging too much, so they actually charged Sony more to buy the company, which is very, very interesting right there. So yeah, like this guy says, not really. Microsoft refused to buy them in the past because they were too expensive. So yeah, apparently Microsoft was going to buy Bungie again. Was going to buy Bungie before, but they found out that they felt that Bungie was way too expensive before. So. No, this makes no sense. If anything, the sweetheart is Halo, not Bungie. Considering at least 50% of the original staff is at 343. Yeah, if you got 50% of the staff at the new company, it's not the same Bungie then. It's like, who cares at that point? You forgot about Crash and Spyro already, LOL. Yeah, nobody cares for Bungie, neither to Sony fanboys. It doesn't rate in your top 10 games played. Yeah, their top 10 games played are not. I don't see I don't see the Destiny games anywhere near the top 10 list for like most played games on Sony's platform. So, so he says homework time. Who's involved in the creation of Master Chief and Halo is still at Bungie. Better yet, who at Bungie still employed created Marathon, the backbone of Bungie. Bungie, a PlayStation first-party studio, low-key developed the best game in Xbox history. Bungie staying independent and the multi-platform really cuts deep. Yeah, I don't see how this supposed to hurt you, especially their games. It's not like their game's gonna be exclusive only to PlayStation. Their game's gonna be multi-platform going forward. So I'm not really sure how this is even major news, to be honest. But I guess this is news right now. So it is what it is. Not really, because they made Destiny, which is a pretty cool game outside of all the hate. The good thing is that like Microsoft having Call of Duty on PlayStation for a while longer, so with Destiny operate independently and be on all platforms, I play it on Steam. Okay. So this PlayStation Bungie PlayStation acquiring Bungie. This guy says, "Oh no," and he says, "Anyway." I think that's kind of a reaction for most Xbox fans. To be honest, it's kind of like, okay, like nobody really cares that much. It doesn't hurt one bit. I'll just have to play future Bungie games on my PS5. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. If they do make like an extremely amazing exclusive in the future that's PS5 or PC exclusive, then I can't just put my PS5. To be honest, it's not that big of a deal for me. Jim Ryan focuses on multi-platform consoles now. Yeah, Jim Ryan wants to expand beyond console. How many times you gotta keep saying that? He wants to go beyond consoles. He is all about the money. He wants the PC market, the streaming market. He wants that. He wants every market right now. So this definitely his future for these games to go beyond console, beyond not just that PS5 so far. So this guy says, Bungie sold the rights to Microsoft a long time ago, so it can't cut that deep. Yeah. The savagery going today is just hilarious. No, Bungie has been independent for years now. The only sticking point is the name. The Halo talent and knowledge is now at 343. With that said, good for Bungie. I hope it works out for them in the long run. Hopefully, with this deal, they make some great multiplayer games on PlayStation now, or revive some of those shooter franchises like Killzone or Resistance. Like, that's the great thing that come from this acquisition right there. Microsoft just spent $68.7 billion for a publisher and a bunch of studios. They spent $7.5 billion for Bethesda and a bunch of studios. $3.9 billion for one studio does not compare. If Microsoft one of them, they could outbid Sony easily. Okay, if Microsoft 1 and 2, they could outbid them Sony easily. Okay. It's a great buy. I'm surprised Bungie wanted to be owned since they said they wanted to be independent. Bungie probably has one of the best FPS engines out there. It'd be cool to see if Sony can use it for a new IP or boost some old ones. Not saying anyone call him POTUS though. Yeah, never forget they called the president over this Microsoft deal, which is one of the most cringiest events in history. Jeez. Bungie ain't a person. Okay. None of these people are Bungie. I guess these are people who originally was at the original Bungie when it was actually in the golden days of Bungie. Bungie today has absolutely nothing to do with Halo, old Bungie made. They might as well be two different companies now. Okay. I have a PS5, so no, it doesn't hurt me. I don't really care. Yeah, multi-console owners don't really care about stuff, to be honest. They're probably just laughing at this stuff, these console wars, people going back and forth with each other. I'm an OG Xbox fan. It does not bother me. It does not bother me a bit. Halo is still for Xbox. Let's see. Not really. A few $1 billion spent for literally one game. Not the acquisition I was waiting or expecting. You'll get some good revenue though, so that's a thing. While I personally prefer Bungie, Halo, of course, to Activision, Microsoft still's got Activision and ZeniMax. I'm sure they'll get over it. Yeah. I haven't even seen Xbox guys really angry about this deal. Like, they say Xbox guys are angry about this. I haven't seen any Xbox guys angry about this whatsoever. Most of the response from Xbox guys has been like what that meme says. Like, okay, anyways, that's just like how that meme was. They be posting around. Like, nobody really cared about that too much, to be honest. More like married to you while sleeping on the side with the rest of us. We still get all the benefits while you pay for the house. Jeez. It's like saying I married your high school ex to a 40-year-old. We don't care. If now I'm married with a gorgeous babe, I don't give a freak about my old sweetheart. Nope, we know why Xbox said no to the Bungie deal. Sony got played by a developer with a single game to his name. GG. All you got were sloppy seconds. Jeez, these comments are ruthless. We don't care. They've been involved for over a decade. I never even played Destiny. Same for me. Like, I played Destiny like barely scratched the surface of Destiny. I don't really care about the franchise, to be honest. It does kind of feel like your enemy sleeping with your first love. Oh well. Damn, Sony owns Xbox Legacy. Do they really? I mean, they don't. If they owned Halo, then sure, but they don't. They just own. I don't know. I don't see it as that. Whatever. LOL. Enjoy the sloppy seconds. So now the Sony fanboys are loving the fact that their company bought a publisher. Yeah, when Microsoft does it, there's a big uproar. Y'all crack me up. I own both consoles, so this won't impact me in one bit. That would be true if the high school sweetheart didn't grow up to do drugs, get knocked up, and have two bratty kids. What? Y'all will reach for anything to stay afloat, huh? Nobody, I mean, nobody is hurt by this. It's a really sad way to live your life. This has to be the goofiest S I've ever read. Halo is still on Xbox, lol. Bungie died with Halo Reach, LMAO. Does it hurt? Not at all. Bungie sucked. 343 was a better studio. I mean, I won't say that. I won't go as far as to say that because Bungie did make some great Halo games, but it's like I said, the Bungie of old is not the Bungie now is not the same Bungie of old, so it's definitely not the same company now. So let's see. Not sure why this would hurt. Sony has stated that Bungie will still be a multiplayer studio, so I don't see a huge loss here. If other people can still play the games, then why does it matter? Yeah, it doesn't really matter at all, to be honest. I mean, you can still play the Destiny 2 game. You can still play their future titles on your Xbox as well. So it doesn't really do anything, to be honest. So I'm going to conclude right here. He's saying Xbox guys are hurt by this, but I haven't seen any Xbox guys actually like being emotional over this deal. Nobody truly cares, to be honest. It's like it is what it is. You can still play their games on your Xbox if you wanted to. So this doesn't really affect Xbox gamers, to be honest. It's just probably more moves for Sony to have better multiplayer focus on their roster now. So that's all this does. But to be honest, this doesn't really affect anybody. So definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this guy's post right here. Leave a like for this video. As always, thanks for watching and peace.